Hello everyone. Welcome to another online math lesson. Now our lesson for today is applying linear equations in real life. Okay, so our activity for today we're able to solve problems involving linear functions by following the steps that are being provided. Now here, say for example we have here our problem. You own a newly born German Shepherd. Suppose the dog weighs 1 kilogram at birth. You've known from your friends that the monthly average weight gained by the dog is 5 kilograms. If the rate of increase of the dog's weight every month is constant, determine the equation that will describe the dog's weight. Predict the dog's weight after 5 months using mathematical equation and graphical representation. Now the problem here is we need to create an equation to solve this one. Okay, but first, before we can create an equation, let us identify first what is or what are the independent variable and the dependent variable here. Now for this problem, our independent variable will be the number of months, and the dependent variable will be the weight of the dog per month. Now based on this one here, we can now create a table of values. Where here, our domain x will be our number of months. So from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 until the 5th month. Now, how do we solve for the value of our range here for our y? Now, based on this situation, it says that the weight of the dog is 1 kilogram at birth. So here, at birth, that would be 0 months first, right? So we can say at 0 months, the dog already weighs 1 kilogram. Now, it also states here that based on the friend, the weight of the dog has increased at the average, it has an average monthly increase of 5 kilograms. So on the first month, from 1 kilogram, it increased 5 kilograms. So we have now the weight of the dog on the first month is 6 kilograms. Then in the next month, another 5 kilograms increase. So we have now 11. On the third, we have 16. On the fourth month, we have 21. And on the fifth month, the dog weighs 26 kilograms. Now we already have here our data. Now based on this data, we can create now an equation on this problem. Okay, so let's have it here. Now how do we create an equation? Now in creating an equation, let's just remember the slope-intercept equation, which is y equals mx plus, right? Where your m here is the slope, this is the slope, and your b is the y-intercept. Y-intercept meaning that is the time when your graph or the line of the graph passes through the y-axis, meaning our x here is equal to 0. Now based on the data that we have here, this is the only data wherein our x is equal to 0, right? Therefore, our y-intercept here is 1. So we can just write it here. Our y-intercept, or b, is equal to 1. So there, we only need the value of our slope here for us to create the equation. Now, the slope, like we all know, is the rise over run. Over run. Or it is the change of y over the change of x. Right? That is horizontal.
Horizontal, vertical. So that is the y-axis. Run is horizontal, that is the x-axis. So here, or we can also say that is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, how do we get the value of the slope based on the table? Now, notice here we have the values of x, we have the values of y. It is the change of y and the change of x. And it's also here y2 minus y1. So these are the values of our y. So let's try to find the value of our slope here. So say for example this is y2, this is our y1. So let's just subtract it here. y2 minus y1, that is 5. Right? Again, or we can make this one as our y2, this is our y1. y2 minus y1, same, that is 5. Again, this can be y2, this can be our y1, still, that is 5. Again, this can be my y2, this can be my y1. 11 minus 6, that is 5. Here, also, this can be my y2, this can be my y1. 6 minus 1, that is 5. Now, notice here, we have a common difference between, or the common difference between two values of y. Now, if we have a common difference here, when we subtract the values of y by its preceding term, this means the function or the relation between this table and this table between x and y is linear. Okay, again, if we have a common difference when we subtract the first term, the first value of y by its preceding term, and then we have a common difference here, then the said relation is a function. Okay, a linear function. Also, let's try to subtract the values of x here. This can be my x2, this can be my x1, that is 1. Same, that is 1. 3 minus 2, that is 1. 2 minus 1, that is 1. 1 minus 0, that is 1. So again, if we have a common difference here, it means we have a linear. Now, based on this one that we gather, slope can be the rise over run. We cannot see the rise over run here. Can we see the change of y and change of x? Yes, of course. When we subtract y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. So let's try to have it here. Now the change of y is 5, right? This is y2 minus y1, that's 5. So I'll just write it here, 5. Over the change of x. The change of x here, when I subtract x2 minus x1 is 1. Therefore, my slope is equal to 5. Now, we all have the data needed to create the equation. So, I'll just substitute it here, the slope and my intercept on my slope-intercept form. So, I have here y is equal to, my slope is 5, copy the variable x plus b. B is 1. So there you go. This is our equation of the problem. So let's try to check if this equation applies to the table. So here, when my x is 0, this one, that is 5 times 0, 0, so what's left is 1. Correct. When my x is 1, that's 5 times 1. 5 plus 1, 6. Correct. When my x is 2, that's 5 times 2, 10 plus 1, that's 11. Correct. When my x is 3, so that is 5 times 3, 15 plus 1, 16. Correct. When my x is 4, 5 times 4, that is 20 plus 1, 21. Next, when my x is 5, 5 times 5, that's 25 plus 1, 26. So we get the correct equation of our problem. Now, also, sometimes we need to transform this equation, which is in the slope intercept. Remember, this one is the slope intercept form of the equation. Slope intercept. Now we need to sometimes transform our slope intercept equation into the standard form, which is ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Now, how do we transform this one, this format, into this format? Okay, so let's try to write it here. Y is equal to 5x plus 1. This is the slope intercept. Now, we need to transform this one into the standard form. Now, what have you noticed in our standard form of the equation? All the terms are on the same side and being equal to 0. Now, all we need to do here to transform this one into standard form is to transfer these two terms to the other side of the equation, right? So how do we do that? So we need to use the additive inverse, okay, in transforming this one. Okay, now how do we do the additive inverse? So first, bring down the equal sign. Next, since 5 is positive, let's add a negative sign here. Negative 5x. Now, again, 1 is a positive number. I want to add it by a negative 1. Now, whatever you do here on the other side of the equation, same thing will happen here. So let's add a negative 5x and negative 1. Then let's try to add. Okay? Let's try to remove this one first. The process is addition. Positive 5 and negative 5, this will cancel out. 1 positive and negative 1, this will also cancel out. So everything becomes 0 on the other side. Right? So we already have this one now on the other side. Now what happened here? Negative 5x, there's no other term similar to this one. So let's just bring down negative 5x here. Positive y, same. There's no similar term on this one, so let's just bring it down here. Also, our constant negative 1 does not have any similar term, so let's just bring down negative 1. Now try to take a look at this. That is ax, 5x, by, y, and then c, negative 1. So this is now the standard form. But let's make sure that our first term should not be a negative sign. So what should we do? We need to multiply this by a negative 1. Okay, so that negative 1 times negative 5, that becomes positive 5x. Negative 1 times positive y, that becomes minus y. Negative 1 times negative 1, that is positive 1, equals to 0. So this will be the standard form of our equation. This is the slope-intercept form. This is the standard form. Okay, let's try to have another example here. Now, same, this activity will enable you to solve real life problems involving linear function. Okay, so the problem is, Eman often rides a taxi from one place to another. Now, the standard fare in riding a taxi in peso is 40 pesos as a flag down rate plus a 3.5 pesos for every 200 meters or a fraction of it. Okay? So in the Philippines, when you ride a taxi, once you get in the taxi, automatic, you'll be flagged down with the 40 pesos. Okay? So meaning at 0 meters, you need to pay already 40 pesos. Okay? So that's 40. Next, on the next 200 meters here, your 40 pesos will be added by 350. So this becomes 43.50. Right? Next, on the next 200 meters, this one will be added another 350. So this becomes 47. On the next 200 meters, this will be added by another 350. Now this becomes 50.50. Right? Next, on the next 200 meters, another 350. This becomes 54. And on the next 200 meters, another 350. Now this becomes 57.50. Okay, so we now have our table of values. Okay, so again, first you need to determine the independent and dependent variable. Now from here, our independent variable would be the distance traveled, right? Now the dependent variable will be the fare, the amount. Okay, this will be our dependent variable. This varies depends on the distance traveled by the taxi. Now, based from here, I created a table of values now. Now from here, we can now create our equation. Again, we will be using the slope-intercept form of the equation. Mx plus b, wherein your m is your slope, your b is your y-intercept, wherein your y-intercept, your x is equal to, in here, x is equal to 0. Now, based on this data, only this one has your x equals to 0. Therefore, our b here will be 40. So all we need to do is to find the slope. Now, how do we find the slope again? Again, the slope is, that is the rise over run. Can we see the rise over run based on the table? No. We can only see the rise over run if we have the graph of this equation. But we do not have the graph. We only have the table of values. So we cannot use the rise over run. There's also one way of determining the slope. That is the change of y over the change of x. Right? We're in the change of y, that is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So from here, we can solve the slope. So first, let's try to subtract y2 minus y1. This is our y2 minus y1. That is 4350 minus 40. You have 3.5. Again, this can be my y2. This can be my y1. 47 minus 350. Again, you have 3.5. Next, the same. y2, y1. 50.5 minus 47. This is 3.5. Same as this one. This is 3.5. This is also 3.5. Now, let's try to find the change of x. x2 minus x1. Let's try to subtract this one. This one minus this one, that is 200. Okay? This one and that one, that can be 200 also. This one and this one, that is also 200. Same as this one, that is 200. 800 minus 600, 1000 minus 800 is 200. Therefore, if we could come up with the common difference when we subtract the, a term by its preceding term, then this one is a linear function. Okay? Linear function. Now, slope. Y2 minus y1. What is our y2 minus y1 equal to? That's 3.5. What is our change of x, which is x2 minus x1? That is 200. There. So we have our slope here now. 3.5 over 200. That is our m. So now let's try to substitute that one in our equation. Y is equal to mx plus b. So we have our equation here as 3.5 over 200. Copy the x, that is our variable, plus our intercept, which is 40. There you go. This is our equation. Now let's try to substitute the values of x here, see if we got the correct answer. So you have, when x is equal to 0, so x is equal to 0 multiplied by this one, that is equal to 0, right? What's left is 40. That is checked. When x is equal to 200, so that is 200, right? So this is multiplication. We can just cancel 200 here and the denominator 200 here. So what's left is 3.5 plus 40, that is 43.5. Next, 400. Okay, let me just write it here quickly. Some of those um, substitution so that you will not be confused. So that is 3.5 x, so that is 200. When my x is equal to 200, so that you can see why I cancel that one out, plus 40. There. So this one we can cancel out because they are the same term, right? 200 and 200. We can cancel that one out. So what's left is 3.5 plus 40. That's why it's 4350. Next, 3.5 when my x is equal to 400 over 200 plus 40. So there, 400, we can simplify that one, right? 400 divided by 200, so what's left here is 2. 2 times 3.5, that is 7. So you have 40 plus 7, that is 47. Okay? Next, let's have this last one, 600 divided by 200 plus 1 plus 40. So again, we can just simply divide this directly. 600 divided by 200, that gives you 3. 3 times 10, 3 times 3.5 gives you 10.5. 10.5 plus 40 will give you 50.5. Okay, so that's how you simplify terms. Now, this one is our um, slope-intercept form of the equation. Now, how do we transform this one into the standard form? Ax plus by plus c equals 0. So again, we need to transpose everything here to the other side of the equation. Okay? So we have here y is equal to 3.5 over 200 x plus 1. So using the additive inverse, let's just subtract this one or add the negative, the opposite negative of this one. So you have here, I'll just put it here, negative 3.5 over 200 x. Since this is positive, I'll just add a negative 40 here. And same as the other side. Let's separate this one first. Okay. So on the other side here, on y side, you have negative 3.5 x over 200. There. And then also negative 40. So this will cancel out. This becomes 0. This becomes 0 also. So I'll just bring my equal sign here. Then what's left on the right side is 0. So here, 3.5 over 200x does not have the same term. So I'll just bring it down. Negative 3.5 over 200x, and my y does not have any similar term also, so I'll just bring down positive y here, same as my negative 40 there. Then my y, I mean my x is negative, so I'll just multiply both sides with a negative 1 so that my first term will be positive. So I have here 3.5 over 200 x plus y. I mean, positive times negative. Let me erase that one first. Okay, so negative 1 times positive y gives you negative y. Positive 40, negative 40 times negative 1 gives you positive 40. Equals 0. So this is the equation of our line in standard form. Now, you can do something here to eliminate the fraction form, or you can just stop here. Okay? Never mind that one. So that will be the equation of our line under our second problem. This is the this is the slope-intercept form. This is the standard form. So I hope you learned something today and see you on my next online lesson.